I'm going to go on a little rant here. However, it's supposed to be educational. So I've seen this a lot and probably a lot more lately, and I think it has to do with folks that are getting into this hobby and don't, have much experience. So I want to be respectful of that people don't know any better. But on a lot of these forums, there's people coming on here and they're asking the same question about many different components. They ask, what is the best camshaft for a 350? What is the best head for a 350? Um, don't come on and ask those questions because first of all, you're gonna catch a bunch of flack from a whole lot of people that don't respect that you're trying to learn. Um, and second of all, it's impossible for those of us that have been doing this a long time. It is absolutely impossible for us to answer that question. We need to know so many things in order to help you with your project. And certainly I want to see people learn. I want to pass this on because it's a dying art, and I can tell you right now, production vehicles are not going to be gas forever. So, this is going to become an art only. And so I really want folks to be able to get this knowledge, and I really appreciate there's a lot of young folks on here learning this stuff. Um, I just want to give you one example, okay? I've seen this question a few times, like, what's the best camshaft for a 350? Oh my God, that's impossible to answer. There are 1,069 camshafts listed for a 350. Which, actually the displacement, that's just listed under 350 on Summit's website. Small block Chevy has a range of displacements that it can be. Um, it, it all depends on what you want to do. You have to provide us with a ton of details. Are you driving it on the street? Are you racing it? How much money do you want to spend? Because that is a big factor. Do you have an unlimited budget, or do you want to do a budget build? There's plenty of budget builds out there where you can get a really excellent efficiency out of whatever it is you're building for little money. It's not going to be the fastest thing around, but you could certainly build something really nice. Is it automatic? Is it a manual? What's the car weigh? Is it a car? What gearing? And by the way, gearing is totally a function of how you build your motor. And that what camshaft you run and what RPM range the engine is built to operate under affects what stall torque converter you need. I can't rattle off every single thing here, but what I would like to do is to suggest that when folks want to ask those of us that are on here that really want to give you good, solid advice. There's plenty of people that give shitty advice on some of these forums. I'm sorry I have to say that, but it's true. And, uh, we're not all experts in everything, but, I try to share my experience. The best thing you guys can do is say, this is what I got. I want to use the block that I've got, or I'm starting over, or, I've got, I'm on a real tight budget, or, I got a little bit of coin to spend, my suggestion is too, with the budget thing, that, there are certain components in an engine that I will always suggest people spend the extra money on. You know why? Because there's never money to do it right the first time. There's always money to do it right the second time, because, that's just the way it seems to go. So, heed advice. When somebody tells you to put a roller cam in a motor, they really probably mean it. There's plenty of flat tappets out there, but, and there's plenty of people that believe in using them. There are certain builds that I will still use them in, but in general, I will always suggest that people put a roller cam in their motor, just because they're trouble free, they last longer, right? So heed people's advice. But again, this is just really kind of a public service announcement where I'm just asking, when you want to understand how to do something, don't come on the forums and say, what's the best component? There is no single best component. There is a best combination of components. And there are good components. There are certain things that will tell you to stay away from certain brands and things like that. But, the specs on a head vary so much depending on what it is you're doing. So come on here, say, this is what I got. This is what I'm trying to do. I want it's a street driver. It's a street strip vehicle. It weighs this much. Give us all the specs that you got, and we'll help you kind of figure out what it is that you can build. Um, I can't stress that enough. There's no single good component. So, anyways, I just wanted to try and give some folks some advice. I don't want to make this too long. I'm not going to try and stand on my soapbox here. I do want to enforce. I am certainly trying to help folks. I don't care who you are, where you came from, what you're trying to do. I just want to help. So, just help us help you.